Welcome to the weekly Lust for Life podcast. Today is Monday, August 26th, 2024, which means that I officially started my graduate school today. It's at Duke Health in their FNP program, Family Nurse Practitioner program, and just kind of started warming up to Canvas again, getting a couple assignments done today, and it's pretty exciting. I feel like it's bringing back a lot of my memories, and I'm happy that they use Canvas because that's what I used in undergraduate classes, and it's so nice to be able to just know how the system works. Because I remember when I first started college, I was a little intimidated with the Canvas online system, but now I feel really good about it. So I do feel bad for the older students who have never used Canvas in their life, never seen it. It's kind of a learning curve, so I hope that I am able to help them at some point. But I kind of wanted to go over this last week, and it was kind of crazy. I traveled back to Utah this last week because I actually was asked to speak at a medical aesthetics conference, Medical Aesthetic Art Institute Summit Conference in Park City with Yvonne. And I was just super excited about the opportunity, and it was definitely out of my comfort zone and an opportunity to grow. So I was really excited for that. So I traveled back to Utah. I spent a couple days visiting family and friends. It was my little sister's birthday, so it was fun to spend that with her. She was really excited. And I am doing a little business back in Utah, so I met with a couple people there and just kind of got some things sorted out there. So there was a lot of purpose and intention with this. I wouldn't call it a vacation. I would call it a trip. There was really fun parts to it, but it definitely was a lot of work, and I'm very tired. I traveled back today from Utah, and I mean, it's not like a terrible flight, but it's like 4 hours, and I'm not a big fan of traveling, and so it was kind of a long flight, but it was good, and it was smooth. Everything was on time, and it was, as good as you can get for flying. So I'm just grateful for airplanes. Honestly, that would be terrible if we didn't have them. But I just came home, and now I'm here recording and back to my life. But I kind of just wanted to touch on my experience at the conference, because this was kind of my first speaking experience, and I was very excited, aka nervous. And I think that's natural. And I think I knew I was out of my comfort zone, so I was really excited for that growth and being able to kind of get over that and look for the next opportunity that's even bigger. So I've been working on my presentation for probably 9 months, 10 months now. I put a lot of effort into it, and all it was 20 minutes, but I wanted to make sure that it was really, really good. So I put a lot of effort into that, and I think it went really well. I got up and I just kind of psyched myself out at the beginning a little bit and was like, does what I have to say even matter? Like, does it have any value? Like, because I already know all this information. So in my mind, I think that there's no value to this information because I know it. I'm assuming everyone else knows it, which is a bad mindset. But I kind of just got up there and was like, forget it. Like, I'm just going to go up there, have high energy, and I'm just going to do my best. And that's all I can do. And I actually wasn't even that nervous when the time came to actually presenting, which was nice. I'd rather have it nerves before and not during, instead of no nerves before and then nerves during. So it went well. But as I sat down, I was like kind of psyching myself out again. I'm like, did anyone even find that helpful? Like, I just kind of was running through my head like, oh, dang it. Like, what could I have done differently? And I was kind of like, unfortunately, getting down on myself a little bit and being like, I don't know, did I even provide any value? Like, it's hard to know because you have no idea who's sitting in front of you. You have no idea what their background is. You have no idea what they're thinking about your presentation, because so many people come from different opportunities and different walks of life. And so it's hard to know your audience, you know? Even if you do have a target audience, it's still hard to kind of get to know them a little bit. But I actually had multiple people come up to me after and was like, oh my gosh, your presentation was so helpful. Like, can I have your slides? And where did you get this information? And They were asking me questions because my topic was actually about legal charting and like just kind of making sure you have your ducks in a row when you're charting when it comes to cosmetic injections and procedures and stuff like that. And I had multiple people come up to me and just were asking me questions about it. And like, I gave them a bunch of resources and where to find different information. And it was actually kind of cool. And also later in the conference, there was a panel of medical doctors that were talking about complications, and it got brought up, like, how do you chart them? And like what their opinion was on that. And I was actually like so stoked because everything I said was what they said. So our information matched. And so I was like, yes, like I was so happy. And so I wish I would have been more confident in myself before. And I think that's just kind of imposter syndrome coming in, which I feel like is natural. And I'm proud of myself regardless, that I was like, forget it. I'm just going to get up, be myself, and that's all I can do. But I did feel like I had a little bit of imposter syndrome, which I hope in the future I can learn to handle a little bit better. But for right now, I was really proud with how I handled it and how everything went down. And I was really grateful for the opportunity. And like, regardless, I was like, no matter what topic I'm asked to speak on, like, I'm going to say yes, because it's an opportunity, you know, and I'm going to, even if I don't know anything about that topic, I'm going to become a master at it in the time that they assign it to me and the time that I give it. I'm going to become a master at it because there's so much information out on the internet today that you really can just about learn anything. And Jesse Itzler would always talk about that. He always just said yes to everything, even if he had no idea what they were talking about. He was like, yeah, I'll do it. And he was just like, say yes now, figure it out later. Say yes now, figure it out later, which I feel like you just can't pass up opportunities. And there's so many resources out there. You just have to go and find them. So that was a really good experience for me, and really built my confidence. I feel like if I were to go back out and do a presentation again, I would just be that much better and have that much more experience. So I was really grateful for that. And the conference overall was just a really neat conference. It was, you know, a mix of kind of spirituality, honestly, business, cosmetics, and there were so many different takeaways that you could spin it into any area of your life, honestly, and be able to utilize so much of this information. It's not just, you know, med spas or cosmetic clinics. You could use this information anywhere. It's like knowledge is power. And so I felt very empowered after this conference, just knowing that I was around very driven individuals, and it made me want to work harder. And people that were passionate about their careers, it made me want to be more passionate about my career and figure out what my little niche is and figure out how exactly I want my life to look. And it may be different than others, and that's okay because that's my journey. So it's just a really, really good conference overall. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to go and have that experience and just honestly be around those people. That's the biggest thing, is just making connections, being around those people that make you want to be better. That's just so big. And I want to continue going to these conferences the best I can with the time and money that I do have, and continue just to build my skills and build my connections with people. And one last thing that I wanted to kind of talk about with the conference was there's so many different personalities. So many people have, you know, different personalities, and they come from different opportunities, like I said earlier, different walks of life. Some have been in this industry for 20 years. Some have been in this industry for 6 months to a year. You know, they were all so different, and I loved that because you were able to get along with everybody still. Everybody was still coming together and learning together and providing information for each other. Like, it was a very supportive group. And sometimes I feel like you can get very competitive at these, and maybe there was some of that still, but for the most part, what I felt was that everyone was there to support each other. Everyone was grabbing each other's contact information to, you know, reach out later if they have questions or complications that occur, or bounce ideas off them. And I feel like truly being in a group and being able to ask questions to different people just makes this industry better. So it's just really cool. And it's a pretty cool feeling too, to be part of such a new industry. It really is. Like, this cosmetics and plastics is very, very new. And there's constant, like, it is accelerating every year. I swear, every time I go to these conferences, like, policies are changing and more advancements, and it's almost hard to keep up with. Like, you really have to be on your A game and really be learning every day what's new out there and what's the next big thing, because things are just constantly being made. But overall, it was a really cool weekend. I was really grateful to be able to go and go back to Utah, visit some family, and go to this conference and have this opportunity. And I'm such a homebody. I was really excited to see my husband, Jake, who is studying today, who's usually on here, but he was just a little busy tonight. And then also Lucy, our dog. I was really excited to see her, and I'm able to snuggle her tonight. But yeah, that was my week. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my reflection on it, and we'll do another one next week. We do these every week, and we publish them on Tuesdays. So we'll see you next week.